everyone, and welcome to NAB 2025. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to NAB 2025. I'm sitting with one of my favorite people in this industry, and that is
as far away as possible.
As far as away, I didn't say I wanted to be close. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't want to block. I normally we're sitting right up against each other, but I didn't want to block this incredible presentation because it's full of a lot of technical, creative, and practical knowledge that you'll need as filmmakers or as artists in this industry. Michael and I have been friends for nearly a decade, and I admire absolutely everything he does in emerging technologies and making them a standardized part of our workflow, which is incredible. So Michael is the founder and CEO of Strada, which we have been playing a loop of a demo of, and I've been sending a ton of people over to because they keep asking me, like, what is this? Like, can I learn more? And I'm like, yes, but like at 4807, or what's your business?
Hey, very good.
I've
wow.
been saying it a lot.
I'm impressed.
And so we're very lucky because over the next, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, we'll be getting an exclusive demo of what they are launching at NAB, which is huge, and it's going to save you a ton of money because it essentially eliminates the collaboration process, the need for a cloud collaboration process. So, Michael, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you so much. I love working with you too, Indy, because Indy is a great example of people who really value the technology side and the creative side. I actually think a lot of creative people sometimes will use their creative mind, their right side of their brain, as a crutch.
Right.
And they'll be like, well, I'm not technical. I don't have to do the technical stuff. But the truth is, I think that's bad mojo. Like, you've got to do both.
Right.
And you're a really, really good example of what I call a technative, someone who is creative and technical at the same time. And so, when I started this company a couple of years ago after working at Frame.io and Adobe, and I realized something really interesting. I realized that I was getting these messages every month when my bill would go through for my LucidLink bill and my Frame.io bill and my Slack bill, and you might have those credit card notifications.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, and because I love to shoot a lot and I love to collaborate, I kept adding more and more and more to my cloud storage. Mm-hmm. So that price kept going up, and I realized I have a copy of all my footage on a RAID, but I also need to collaborate. Mm-hmm. And so I got to put it in the cloud. And cloud storage, I learned with my team, is actually a real problem because over our careers, you are going to shoot petabytes of footage. Mm-hmm. Where are you going to put it?
And the reason we're doing this is because this is going live to NAB channels today. And it's very important we have good audio. But yes, where am I going to put all the petabytes is a question I never asked myself because I'm afraid of it.
Right. It's a big problem. And so what we think about is, like, we have been, after the pandemic, things happened so fast that we needed to collaborate. We just automatically defaulted to the cloud. And so we thought the cloud solves all our problems. Or does it? Because I actually think the cloud moved some of our problems. It didn't solve them all. And it introduced new functions that are great. Collaboration is key. But it also introduced new drawbacks, cost, storage, user management, access, bandwidth, upload speeds. All those things really became a big problem. And you may not realize this, but video, of all the trillions and trillions of files in the world, video is the most complex file there is.
Okay.
99% of the world's data is black and white. But video is super complicated. And every year, Blackmagic comes out with a new 65mm camera, and there's new resolutions, there's new file sizes, there's new codecs, there's new color spaces. All of that is encoded into video, which is making it more and more complex.
For sure, yeah.
So how do we fix this with the cloud? Well, I actually think we're paying a cloud tax.
Okay.
And I think our files are too big, but I want to use the Blackmagic 65mm camera. So the files are big. Okay, I want that though. We record too much because you don't want to cut.
Right.
We just did a film together. There's a lot of 7-minute takes.
100%. Especially if Steadicam's going, you think they're ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Or the director Mikey is like, go back to one.
Yeah.
Give me that line again.
We'll just do it again. Yeah.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
But the problem is we record a lot because we have a high shooting ratio. And then the next one is cloud storage costs are too high, because as you keep adding more storage, the cost keeps going up. And then your internet speed. I mean, very few people have internet speed that they would say is sufficient.
Yeah.
Right? If you do, you're lucky. Most of us don't have that. So this is a tax that we all have to pay in order to make it work. And we started to wonder, what is a cloud? A cloud is your files on someone else's computer. Why can't it be your computer that acts as the cloud?
Okay.
And someone might say, well, I think that sounds hard.
Right.
So we said, I want to make a way for you to turn your own hard drive into a cloud, and it should be easier than syncing your phone to your car.
Yes. Now, okay, one of the big questions I've had with people popping by the Strada demo is like, what does it cost for because I said, well, it's free. You're making it free for them at NAB to do this thing that we're going to talk about. And they were like, well, how much does the storage cost? How much? And I said, it's your own drives. It's your own computer. And they're like, whoa. So this is amazing.
Yeah.
Sorry, keep going.
It's really hard because we are so used to having cloud storage to be our storage that even when I do demonstrations of this, people say, well, when did you upload the file? And I'm going to show you there is no upload. And they go, well, then where did you store the file? I'm like, it's not stored anywhere. It's just on the drive. So what we basically built is a product called Strada Agents. And an agent is a little application that lives on your computer, turning your computer into a cloud.
Yes.
And if you do that, you install the agent. It lives at the top of your computer in the little menu bar. And you can see that's the little Strada logo, the Strada icon. And I can choose from my file system, what do I want to turn into a cloud directly from my computer, or I can go to external drives. And if I have a RAID, a SAN, a NAS, or a LucidLink account, or even a camera card,
yes,
I can connect those and they become clouds. Like I check the box and they instantly become clouds. Once you're done, you can now browse files on a hard drive anywhere in the world as if it's a cloud.
So just to repeat, for some people that are standing around and are like, I dropped in late, we're getting rid of cloud storage. People are going to be able to collaborate off of your own drives with no upload, no download, and immediate playback.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
That's exactly right. So I want to show it to you, and I know your team
Correct.
is not local.
That's correct.
You're all over the place, right?
Yes. Yeah, we have an editor in the Philippines. We have 3 incredible assistants in the Philippines. We have people working with us in the UK. We have classes. We have a film challenge with 40 producers with us. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so I think the CFA is a good example of a small team, but it's distributed. And I think that's pretty normal. In fact, there was some data that came out from a survey only about 2 months ago, and they said the average creative team is less than 20. Over 50% of creative teams are 10, because a lot of now when you hire crew, that's different.
Yeah.
But the actual people behind these creative teams are generally small.
Right.
And so when your team is small and it's distributed, how do you share? You're uploading everything to the cloud, and now you got permissions, cloud storage. So watch this. I'm going to show a demo, but I'm going to do a demonstration here that's a little risky because this is an international demonstration.
Oh, I haven't seen this one,
It's
so
an
that's
international
fun.
demonstration.
Okay.
So I am running a hotspot at the edge of the table here. This is just this is from Sclera Digital. This is just a 4G LTE cell hotspot. I have a nice antenna on it, but it's just a 4G card.
Like your phone.
So, and I've got that run into my computer. What I'm going to do is switch to Chrome, and what you're seeing right here is a webcam of a computer from my friend Mike Seymour, who runs FX Guide, and Mike is in Sydney, Australia. It's 6:12 in the morning tomorrow in Sydney, Australia. So he's not at work yet, so it's dark.
Yeah.
And in the shot, we can see a computer right here. This is a Mac Studio, and on it we can see a hard drive, a little hard drive right there.
Okay.
And on his computer at the top, I can kind of see here
Your Strada logo.
the little Strada logo. That's the agent.
Okay.
So Mike is running an agent on this machine, and he's got a hard drive here, FX Guide Sydney, and he's got a folder called R3Ds. He has decided to run the Strada agent and connect his hard drive and that folder to Strada.
Cool.
So I can log in to Strada on Chrome on my end, and I see his computer right here. I see his desktop. I see the R3D folder that he created and the FX Guide Sydney drive. So with the Strada agent, I'm able to go into his files. These are not in a cloud. They are not being downloaded. They're not being cached. They are not here, but I can click on these files and they start to behave like they're here. I can browse everything. I can even see files. With this one is a 40 gigabyte ProRes 444. We are on a very, very low bandwidth, hotspot here.
For sure.
This is the low bandwidth hotspot. But watch, I'm able to play back a 4K ProRes 444 from a drive in Sydney, Australia, and there is no cloud.
How do I believe you? How do I know you didn't just download the files
I did not download the file.
On your computer? Do you still have the Culver one set up too?
I have the one, yeah, I have one.
Okay,
Well, I have one in my hotel room.
This is how I want to prove it, because the light goes on this one, right?
Yeah.
Show them that, because I would be, if I was standing around, I'd be like, that's not real. They just copied the files over and like, but show me the light going on this drive when you play back footage from it.
Yeah.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can see right here,
All right.
It's 114 on this computer.
Yeah.
This is a webcam at the MGM Grand. You can see this amazing view of the roof.
Oh, beautiful. Yes.
And we can see it's 115 now here and 115 on this computer.
Yes.
We can see a hard drive right here.
Okay.
This is a G-Tech SanDisk drive. And we could see it's mounted on the computer. I am going to switch to Strada, and I'm going to click on the G-RAID mirror, and I'm going to start browsing these files. And the RAID, when I start playing back some files here, I'll refresh this now, the RAID is going to start blinking because it has to access the file.
There it is.
So the drive starts blinking.
I believe you now.
Because I'm accessing the file, and it's cycling up right now because the RAID has to wake up because it was asleep. So we'll give it about 5 or 10 more seconds.
Insane.
And now I'm playing this file from this hard drive. It continues to
With
play.
the light. Does everyone see the light on the drive?
Light
We
on the
believe
drive.
him now? Okay.
And now we're playing back the file.
Insane.
And look how fast I can switch between assets, because now that the drive is awake, I don't have to buffer. Normally in clouds, you have to buffer the file. But what we're doing is file virtualization. The file is in here. It's on the drive. We're just delivering it to you kind of like a Zoom call, where your Zoom is just sending the frames as they happen. In fact, if I pause this, you can notice there's a little gamma shift. For you, if you have a good eye, if I pause, you'll notice it gets a little darker between play and pause. And so watch, if I do this, it gets darker, it gets brighter. That's because you can't pause a stream. We have to generate a JPEG real quick.
Because our brain's used to what it looks like when it pauses.
Yeah, when you pause it, it's just black. So we take a quick picture and show it to look like it's paused, because the file isn't paused. There is no file. Right? And so we
That's
can do
so
this
weird,
from this drive here, and I can see this file playback. We could do it from our Australian friend, and this is really free at strada.tech.
And at booth SL 4807.
Yeah, we're at a booth just about 100 yards from here.
Congrats, Michael and Strada.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
So if you want to get more of a hands-on demo, or you came late, you can go over to the Strada booth at 4807, which is very close to here. And they have an incredible, incredible team that can walk you through it. There's no stupid questions over there. It's a safe space. And because I've always wanted to be a game show host but only realized it today, you get a t-shirt. And then this goes out with our giveaways at the end of today. So just a final reminder that you have until 20 minutes to sign up on that QR code to win potentially a Pixis, a Pocket Cinema camera, Hollyland mics, and all these things. And we'll announce them at 3 p.m. But thank you for joining us today. Thanks, Michael.
Thanks, Cindy.
Awesome. Bye, everyone on the live stream. We'll be back.